6:50 a.m. Tuesday, January 28th, 2025. Well, the howling winds and the snow ended, but what's really crazy is these tracks are still here. It must have been some very, whatever it was quite heavy. It's, I don't know, kind of strange. But anyways, so I've been up for a little while already this morning, and well, I was not able to review after posting my last two videos from yesterday, which I just finished doing that, as well as replying to all of the comments that has come in. And thank you, one and all, for your comments. I highly appreciate them, even the ones that are in emoji form only. I mean, those are quite easy to reply to. But anyways, on a little bit of a serious note, I live here in the state of Michigan, and the state of Michigan is not that great because, well, it is still a Democrat state regardless of the new administration that's in power. And Michigan has been a state that has been fighting against Donald Trump ever since he began his first campaigning movement before his first presidency. And wow. Well, because Donald Trump is so heavily involved in oil, well, we've had this issue up north in Michigan with the Enbridge pipelines. And, well, they're wanting to dig an underground tunnel below the waters of Michigan in order to have safer pipelines and a safer transportation system of oil. This has been an ongoing situation for quite a long time. It's going to cause some friction, even more so than what we've seen here in Michigan. Now, we have this little, well, it's not all that little. I used to live there for 7 years in Kalamazoo. Georgia Pacific has made that place a stink town, right? That's been in the news a lot. And I know of the stink of that city known as Kalamazoo, which, by the way, has its own link to the Freemason Society. All you have to do is look up Arcadia, in which there is what is known as Arcadia Creek in Kalamazoo. Kalamazoo has quite the history. Well, now they're trying to start up a battle with Donald Trump himself and certain policies. This is not good. This is going to cause severe warfare between federal and state powers. Believe you me, Michigan is becoming a battleground state far beyond what that definition has ever implied. And it's going to cause a lot of stress for the rest of the country. Just this state of Michigan alone. Otherwise, weather-wise, yeah, we're supposed to still be on this warming trend. They're still talking more snow. And then again, you know, I take today's weather reports with a grain of salt because, as shown, you know, once they get monkeying around with, well, they're always spraying overhead. And so just because of that alone, we cannot trust what the media has to say about our weather because, of course, they're relying on other sources for their information. So it really gives credence to that phrase of being an expert in something. And if you have a professionalism that is attached to your name, you are therefore known as an expert. And what is an expert? Someone that knows an awful lot about nothing. Well, some might say that I'm an expert because a lot of people claim that what I bring to the table as far as content in this channel is basically nothing. Just remember, on this channel, nothing, or what appears as nothing, is eventually proven to be something. So no, I am not an expert at anything, because I know a lot of some things rather than a lot of nothings. And that's why I share. So that maybe in this world that is nothing but something and nothing, such as we see in that language of the internet, the binary code of zeros and ones. Remember, I always keep bringing stuff back up, right? Repetitive. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe that's a Gemini trait because after all, Donald Trump seems to do the same thing himself, and he's a Gemini, and that's why he repeats himself. But it's through his repetitious nature that becomes the mode of understanding his mind process. I can relate a lot to that guy, and that's why I can understand. And that's why I have to come out and bring that much more to the table over this man, Donald Trump. And I have nothing against him, his family. No, I just see the realities. And what I'm seeing with Mr. Trump is he's going to come after this state of Michigan like, oh, it's not going to be pretty, people. And I don't blame him whatsoever, in the least, for anything that he does in regards to the state of Michigan. It will become one heck of a battleground here. So on that note, I am going to end this because, even though we don't have the strong so-called gale force winds, which they are once again to be picking up, and yeah, they're calling for up to 50-mile-an-hour gusts. Well, that too shall be seen. But once again, I just had to get this off my chest because it's just that much more that's going to lead into my talks in regards to the Freemasons, and of course, you can't talk about them without throwing the Illuminati out there, and it is very complicated. But by time I get done with what I have to explain, and then I direct you to a certain video, all will be made clear, especially over the inauguration ceremony, or the process and ceremony that was nationwide televised and beyond. I'm going to explain a lot, and it will be backed up, because remember, I always like to add that proof in the pudding. So on that note, take care one and all, and we'll see you once again back here on this flip side.